All right, and we are officially recording. This feels honestly a bit surreal. I told myself that I would not be back on camera until I got my life in order, and that was like, I think, more than 3 years ago now. And here I am. Um, a lot has changed since then. A lot has changed. Um, but I felt like, honestly, for a while now that it was like time to come back and fill you guys in, let you know where I've been, what I've been up to, and why I came back at all, really. And this is it's a weird feeling being on camera again, and it's also, I just feel like a bit speechless because I always had it in my mind that I would get to this point where I would get myself out of the hole that I was in, out of the very, very difficult circumstances that I was in, and come back and make a video like this and start the return of what would be me pursuing that unbreakable journey, that mindset that I've kept throughout these years. But now that I've actually got into that moment, which is right now, it's like fight or flight. It's exciting, and at the same time, it's like nerve-wracking. But I feel like it's more so how I treat it. And for a lot of people, friends, family, they would have no idea that I'm doing this or would be doing this. It was a very isolated process, a very isolated, very just strong visualization of being at like a very low place, which is back in like 2022, 2023 when I left social media, being in a very low place, but never losing hope. And having faith in God, alhamdulillah, that was a huge thing. At the time, I wasn't really practicing my faith. I was born into a Muslim family, born Muslim, but I never really practiced faith. But when I stepped away from social media, God set me down a certain path where I was able to get the blessing and gift of having that connection with Him. And for the first time in my life, consistently praying and just feeling a higher sense of purpose beyond like what was just this like temporary, fleeting type of joy that you get from like social media or followers or whatever it is. That was a big thing for me. A lot of you know me for my weight loss, the transformation that I had, and that was something where it was my whole life, countless attempts, failure after failure, and finally being able to get it done and broadcasting that as well, because I always knew, I visualized, I knew I could do it. I dedicated myself to it. Despite how many times I failed, I always knew that I could get it done. And I always knew that there was something watching over me, helping me, and just giving me the strength to get that done, because looking back, I don't even know how I really endured that transformation and did a lot of the things I did and got the results I got. But now I can just give the grace to God and really soak that in and know that in this journey as well, it's something that, alhamdulillah, I'm more mindful of going forward, and something that I'm going to keep in mind. And it's a big blessing. It's one blessing to have that guidance and that provision and that abundance coming from the Creator, but it's another thing to be aware of it and to show gratitude for that. And that's the biggest difference now, is that I've gained that awareness, and I'm going to make sure to carry that forward in all my success as much as possible, and in failures, lessons, whatever it is. And that really is the thing that made really the biggest difference in my life is just that newfound faith, the newfound man, as we call it. It's priceless, and it came to me at the time where I needed it most. And over the past few years, I've been put in a position where I was able to grow a lot through my faith and be given a lot of blessings that I didn't expect, a lot of blessings that I did expect, that I was working towards it, but also a lot that I really did not see coming, and I'm really grateful for it. And just turning on this camera and talking, I'm grateful for it, to be able to make it to this point. As I mentioned earlier in the video, visualization was a key component to me getting to this point where I'm recording this video. I reached a breaking point in my life around 2022. It's hard because the time's so warped. It just felt like there was this year or 2 year period where everything just felt like a blur. My life just felt like a blur. My memory of it is a blur, really. But it was around 2022 to 2023 where I was just spiraling down and down and down. I pivoted from fitness content to wanting to pursue music, and that's a whole nother story in itself. But it ended up just getting to a really dark place for me mentally, and I knew it was time to step away. Everything was crashing down. I was like, I can't be on social media while this all happens, and I just had to figure stuff out. And it didn't happen instantly. It didn't happen it was a day-by-day process. Some days were better than others. A lot of days sucked, but I just stayed patient, and I knew I could pull through. I knew that God was watching over me, and I made it now to a point where I got myself out of that low, and that comes in terms of mental health, in terms of my financials, in terms of my relationships, just a lot of things were going left, and I was able to make it go right. I just have to keep saying it, alhamdulillah, it's really with God's blessing and God's will that I was able to do that. And it's with God's blessing that I'm even recording this video right now. This is just kind of my way of saying that I am returning to content creation. I don't think there's anything probably in my life that gives me as much fulfillment and joy, in terms of my career at least, as creating content and sharing my story and providing value for you guys. There's nothing really like it that's been as fulfilling ever since, and ever before that even started. And I'm in a position right now where I don't have to do content. I have another job, I have another way of creating income, but it just doesn't feel fulfilling. And so I'm sacrificing time from that to invest time into this, and I have goals in mind and a lot of value that I would love to provide and plan to provide. But in terms of what I'm expecting from this, that's something that's hard to even measure. But I just know that it's time. It's probably been time for a little while now. But the difference is now that I'm just not going to delay it any further, and this is my way of saying, Unbreakable family, and everyone else watching who may not know what unbreakable even means. It's a mindset, it's a way of living. But for anyone tuning in, whether it's your first time watching me or you watched me way back during the fitness journey, this is my YouTube channel. If you'd like, subscribe. I'm going to be creating a lot of content and providing as much value as I can to you guys, and really just sharing my story and my experiences and what I think can be of value to you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching up until this point, and I will see you in the next video. Salam.